Hi everybody, I'm DJ Woldridge.
And I'm Ken Whiting.
And we had the opportunity this weekend to see The Sacrament, a movie produced by Eli Roth and directed by Ty West.
Director of House of the Devil and Innkeepers.
And this created a conversation between us about the young gun directors that are really creating new avenues for horror and really are the bleeding edge of the genre. And so Ken has created his top 5 list of young blood horror directors and creators.
In the early 2000s, James Wan, Eli Roth set out and started what we now really call the torture porn genre of horror. Mm-hmm. They came out with Saw and Hostel almost simultaneously, and really those were movies that excel in just using blood and guts for sheer fun. Eli Roth is now going on to help produce other young artists, as well as really continue to concrete his foot in the horror world.
Meanwhile, James Wan moved on to do movies like The Conjuring and Insidious, and now is branching out of horror.
And now he's going to be directing Fast and Furious 7.
Exactly, but those are directors just on the other side of what we're talking about here, right, Ken? Like, those guys are the establishment now. We're talking about the youngest and brightest. Like, these are the...
It was the trend in 2000s to talk about bloody movies.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got a new set of directors that are really starting to push the artistic boundaries of horror.
So where do we start this list?
Number 5, Adam Green. Adam Green helped establish FearNet with his series Holliston, not to mention directing some really great indie horrors, Spiral and Grace being 2 that are very talked about.
A few of the Hatchet movies are on Netflix, right?
Yeah, a couple of them are on there, and 3 just came out on DVD, so you can go snag that.
And those are good, grindhousey fun.
Yeah, it's your classic Monster in the Lake story. It takes things that have already been done before, and it allows them room to breathe with an intellectual conversation about how to write a horror script.
And now on to number 4, which is the Soska sisters.
Who directed American Mary, which is a great horror flick about the independent woman and how strong she is when pushed to her edges.
It really creates a neat world by using the body mod community as like a bed for the story to lie in.
Which is another thing these directors are all great at, is using the culture around them that that was ingrained in them to make a believable world in cinema. Because one of the selling points of a good movie is whether or not you can believe in the world that they're making.
Absolutely, and I think it's interesting about these directors is the more recent generations like Eli Roth and James Wan grew up in a culture where horror was an accepted genre, and so they're able to build off that. And the Soska sisters are a good example of that.
They also have a part coming up in ABCs of Death Part 2, which we're trying to get into.
Yeah, side note, like if you want to see us in ABCs of Death 2, you can click this link right here and go see our horror short with Joe Barrett and Harley Morenstein. And then if you follow the link in the description of this video or the description of our short, you can go to the ABCs of Death 2 page and hit like, and maybe you'll see our short in ABCs of Death 2. All right, number 3 is
Simon Barrett, who coincidentally is the writer for our number 2,
Adam Wingard.
Simon's written a lot of the stories that Adam's directed, and as a duo, these two are incredible. What's great with Simon is that he's now starting to branch out and do a little bit of directing himself. So he did some of the directing on VHS 2, the Tape 49, which is the whole overarching story. I think it's great to see a writer get to blossom into his own role as a director. And hopefully he'll get a chance to really excel in the future.
And so Adam Wingard
is also the director of You're Next, which Simon wrote with him.
Which is a great, fun
incredible 2013 horror flick.
Yeah, it came out this summer. It was really good.
Adam Wingard has a dark sense of humor. And I think that's what makes him excel as a director. He's able to capture all the right emotions that you want out of your actors. And while Simon's writing great stories, you can tell that Adam is the one tweaking the project and really making sure that it's always tonal to what's going on in the environment around him. Adam Wingard's first feature film starred Bill Moseley from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He's been a horror legend for years. And when you're getting your feature debut,
and you're able to have him in it.
That's great. He's done shorts in VHS, VHS 2, and ABCs of Death.
Right on. And finally, number 1 is
Ty West. Ty West had started directing when he was given the opportunity to direct Cabin Fever 2 from Eli Roth. Cabin Fever 2 is fun. I think it exploits, the elements of horror that Eli Roth was really great at. But what's been awesome is watching Ty West come into his own.
I haven't had a chance to see a lot of Ty West's other movies. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity through our HorrorScope to look at those. But you've told me that The Innkeepers and House of the Devil are really great movies.
Really great. House of the Devil is just a creepy movie. I don't want to spoil too much for you about that one because that movie's got a lot of great things. But something really important I can say about Innkeepers is the tone and pacing. Ty West takes a movie about 2 desk clerks at a hotel and tells this whole story that you wonder, whether or not they're just bullshitting. And when it gets down to it, the last 30 minutes becomes so alive with fun horror.
And both those movies are on Netflix right now, right?
Yes, you can see both those on Netflix.
And of course, we had the opportunity this weekend to watch The Sacrament, which we both really enjoyed. I don't think I've gone into a movie knowing less. Like, I knew what Ken told me, which was that Eli Roth produced it, Ty West directed it, and it had to deal with cults. When it gets close to the release date, we'll do our own HorrorScope specifically on that. Yep. But I really dug it.
Dude, it's such a killer movie. As soon as I started reading about it, I knew I was amped on this. I was a religious studies major in college, and so a horror movie about religion and about the Kool-Aid cults really interest me.
Yeah.
Not to mention it's a director that I know can knock these kinds of movies out of the park.
Yeah, he's a really solid director. Definitely keep your eye on The Sacrament. There you go, guys. That is the Fright-O-Verse top 5 Young Gun directors. If you have any thoughts on who should have been in the list, please let us know in the comments down below. Please do that like and subscribe thing. And like we said earlier, if you'd like to see our short film in the ABCs of Death 2, we're in a competition right now. You can hit this link, go check out the short, follow the link in the description, and hit the like button for us to have a shot to be in the ABCs of Death 2. And who knows, maybe some jagoffs will do their top 5 list of Young Gun directors and we'll be on it someday.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Ken Whiting.
And I'm DJ Wooldridge.
We'll see you on the other side.
That was good. That was good.